video tonight because I've been saying I was going to do it for like 3 days and I haven't done it. And your girl got to get to work. I have been just working on... Oh, look at this cute bun. I've been just working on like court stuff for 7 freaking days. And like, I cannot keep doing that because my head's going to explode. So I have to make a video because your girl got to eat. It has been too many days. So I'm going to make a video tonight and give everyone... Look at those freaking... I need Botox. I'm going to make a video tonight and give everybody 30% cash back in the app. So go download my app and please come shop on my video. So you get 30% cash back. But I got to make a video because I'm just... It sucks when you have to like do all this stuff and you got to make... Like you have to work too. Because like sometimes obviously emotions are involved. And, like, my intentions are always good. God, this shit is just not coming off. How do I say this frankly? The more stuff I find out, the more mad, sad, hurt, angry, fired up, pissed off I get. And so it's hard to go make a video and be like, guys, look at my shirt. Come buy this. When you're, like, rage mad. But then you're also, like, sad and all those things. Y'all, I have so much... glue stuck on my eyeballs. I'm about to just put makeup on over it and call it a day. So I gotta put something on my face so I can make a video because I have all these new arrivals to show you and I'm very excited about it, but my face is ugly, so I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna throw some makeup on real quick and go do this video. Hopefully I'll be live by 8:30. Can't believe it's 7:30. It feels so late, right? 30% cash back in the app. I'm tired of wasting my days on, you know, other people don't have to do any investigating and they also don't have to go live on the internet. So I'm sure life's PG for them. Well, PG as it can be. It'll be worth it. I know it. But I'd rather be on here talking to you guys. So just assume if I'm not on here talking to you guys, it's because, like I've said a million times, some shit's popping off, which is annoying. Because like my goal every day is to wake up and start talking to you guys. But like today... I literally had to have a little conference first thing I woke up this morning. Before it was even time to wake up my kid for school. My attorney was calling me, so I was like, shit. But it turned out really good. As everything has so far. I mean, I guess you can call it good. Like a win ain't a win in this situation, you know? So anyways, new subject. So I'm going to go make this video tonight. And you should go download my app. I'm absolutely going to half-ass my makeup because I'm just trying to be quick about it. It is 30% cash back in the app. And I will say this. At least we have a finish line in sight, you know? Finally. And then the fucking chains are coming off, y'all. I cannot wait. God. But I'm just a human being, so I can't, like, do court stuff and then get on the internet and be, like, a happy, joyous person. Because, number one, I want to tell you what I just learned, figured out, had to do, whatever, and I can't yet. And number two, sometimes, like yesterday, I was just so, like, shocked and, like, and I don't even know why I'm shocked at this point because, like, I already know. But anyways, I was just so, like, shocked. I knew... I'm not going to be able to get on the internet and fake it. Which also I think is good. Because would you even want to follow me if I was just like freaking sunshine and rainbows every day? Even though it ain't really sunshine and rainbows most days. I mean, I know that the end is nigh. And like... But it's just so frustrating. All this shit's so frustrating. But at least I'm so thankful because a year ago this time. Or 2 years ago even this time. Shit, 2 years ago this time. I was so freaking confused. God, I didn't know what the hell's going on. And then a year ago this time of year, I knew what was going on, but I was processing it like the, what do you call it? It was like, this can't be, but it is. Now I have to figure out how to connect all the dots. A year ago this time, I got the puzzle pieces. 2 years ago, I knew the puzzle pieces weren't fitting and nothing seemed right. And this year, I put the damn puzzle together, and now we're going to hold people accountable. So, that's the best way I can say things. You know? I told you, the one thing you should never do is bet against me. But I can understand why maybe some people thought I would be down and out for a long time, because I was really freaking sad for a long time. Because number one, I didn't want anything that was happening in my life to be true. And number two, because it would change the trajectory of my life, obviously. And my son's. Number two, I was just scared. Like this time last year, holy shit. Man, it was bad. I ain't scared this year for nothing. Come on. Like it's so weird. Not weird. Like I just feel so, what did I tell somebody today? I said I'm confidently treading water, but I'm treading water because I need to and not because I have to, I guess is the way to say it. So, it is what it is. And I didn't want to admit it. Yeah. Oh God, that like hit different when I saw somebody else say it. Yeah. And that's what, God, I wish I could just talk. It drives me nuts. I hate that I even have to think about what I'm saying right now. You know what's happening, but if that thing is true, it's going to change the trajectory of your life in a not good way. But also, you can't sit in the question and you have to put it all together now that you know, which I did a great job of last year. I did not bring in a lot of money in my business. I did not have a lot of fun. I got a lot of Botox, more than I needed. So I was so stressed out. No, I really didn't. I don't think I only got Botox once, but I'm just joking. So it is what it is. My feelings are further and further away from all this because now I think I realize that people are who they are. I don't know. It's hard to think people are like a certain way when you didn't know those people like that. And now it's like clear as day, and it's just gross. It makes your skin crawl. Like I found an email that I wrote last year, not an email, diary entry about an email that I got last year. I don't know if y'all remember this. Do you remember the story I told you where I got an email when I was standing in my closet, and it was from like a fake email address? Like, I don't want to say what the email address is, but anyways, from a fake email address. So I open it up, and then I see someone walk in my closet, like through my office door to my closet. And that I hadn't seen that person in days, even though that person lived in my house. And all of a sudden I see that person walk into my room, and my skin physically, like, it's crazy because I journal every day. So like it tells me what I was doing a year ago. My skin like physically felt like there's bugs all over it. Like I describe it in my journal as electric, or like my skin actually crawling. The person walks in the room. Oh God, don't get emotional. We are not fucking emotional. Absolutely not. I see the person walk in the room, and hold on. Calm down. It's fine. And immediately my skin just like gets electric, and I say, "Get the fuck away from me. Get away from me. Just get away from me." Like they didn't come in there to have a conversation, but something in my head just said, "Get away from me." And it was so crazy because I looked at that person and their whole face just looked different. And I don't know how to explain it, except for if you're in any narcissist recovery groups, especially covert narcissist recovery groups, everybody in that group has experienced what that face looks like. And it's like, it sounds crazy to say it, I swear to God, but God, knowing that other people like went through it too, you're like, maybe I'm not nuts. I literally used to look in the mirror at myself and go, are you crazy? Their like eyeballs change colors. Like their eyeballs change colors. It sounds crazy, I know, but that's just it. So anyways, I said, get away from me. And I like backed up. And immediately in my head, I knew that that person knew, I can't get through this. Hold on. That would be great, Tracy, except for we've already done that part, and now I wish we could I wish my kid could tell anything that he knew, but he fixed that problem by, I can't elaborate. Anyways, I will one day. I don't have to worry about that issue anymore because I don't know how to explain it. Anyways, comes in the room, I take it away from me, and I've never said that before in my life. I don't even know what made me think that. I just knew in my gut like something is wrong. But I could tell that the other person in the room knew that I knew what was happening. So, yeah. Oh, it's like gross to like relive the moment. But the point of that was if that person was there and they saw the device that I was on, hopefully this will help you, then they could match that with identifying information on our Wi-Fi, okay? On your Wi-Fi, you can see what devices are logged into your Wi-Fi, especially if Google Smart or Samsung Smart Things. It's like a mesh router that extends the Wi-Fi in large spaces. We had one in my closet. Remember that it said Bub was the manager of it, but it was called Warehouse? I know, totally weird. Anyways, so I knew right then, so right then, you don't even know why that's happening, okay? That was like 2 years ago. So then last year, I had to put together the pieces of why would that make sense? Why did I feel like that? Why? What did that mean? This is not what I got on the video to talk about. I don't know. I guess it's because I just read it in my journal. Anyways, so the point of that is, if the person's standing in front of you and they can see you opening an email that they just sent you, they can see what device you're on, and then they can figure out very easily from your Wi-Fi what device is logged in right then. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, repeat what I just said to somebody who is involved in the tech world, and they'll tell you she's not wrong because they told me that too. So let me tell you, it feels freaking great because I'm not a tech person. I don't have a degree in software engineering or technology or I'm just a girl from the trailer park trying to make a living. So anyways, the point of that is, if you ever feel like you're uncomfortable in your home or something like that is happening and you have Ethernet routed to the walls and the other person's telling you that they absolutely have to have the Wi-Fi password, do not give it to them, because the reason they are doing that is to find out what devices you have. Ethernet is a solid internet connection. It is far better than Wi-Fi, and nobody needs your Wi-Fi if you have Ethernet coming out of every plug in your house. And I had Ethernet in every important room in my house. Try to explain that to in the court system, it's very difficult because they don't understand how that works. They're like, just give them the Wi-Fi password. And you're like, please, somebody stop, make this stop. So this time last year, I was like begging for someone to fucking understand what I'm saying so that they would make that stop. And they didn't. So your girl just had to make other choices. And it sucks, and I hope one day I can help change those laws around those type of things, because there's nothing worse than feeling helpless in your own home, and even more so having to leave your own home and then feeling helpless in that new home because you're being told you have to do things like give up a Wi-Fi password when no one needs the freaking Wi-Fi password. Yeah, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I don't know. I don't even know where. I know, that kind of hurt actually. Yes, the eyes go black. That is literally true. See, isn't it crazy? You think you're freaking nuts too. I stared at myself in the mirror and was like, am I fucking crazy? Am I nuts? And I'm like, God, I just don't see it. Tell me how it could be otherwise. And so my presentation was, hello, sir. Could you please tell me if this is not true, what is the other way that it could be? What other way is there? This is a solid path to yes. And that's supposed to be a no. So if that's not true, I'm supposed to be hurrying right now. What other answer could it be? And instead, all I got was, I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know. That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, that's crazy. No, it wasn't. It sure wasn't. I mean, it was in the end, but it wasn't wrong. So last year, this time, I was navigating the waters of screaming down a hallway for someone to freaking help me, believe me. And I'm not one to ask for help. I'm one to say, I am if we're talking about work at the warehouse. You can't hang out with me and go to my warehouse and think we are not going to do something productive. I don't sit and chill on my couch. My friend was here the other day and I was like, this is so weird that I'm just laying on the couch doing nothing, but also it feels great. It was very short-lived, but because I always have stuff to be doing with all this stuff. So anyways, that was the hell last year, trying to explain to people. Then I called the Wi-Fi company and I'm like, can you please validate what I'm saying? And then they hooked me up with these technology people and they're like, absolutely, ma'am, you're absolutely correct. And I'm like, God, can you please put that in writing? Because and you just have to give people grace and realize that not everybody knows how all that stuff works. But like, just don't give up and don't ever think that you are nuts. You are not crazy. My counselor said I am the most sane client she's ever had for the amount of trauma that I have been through. So, and that bitch knows everybody. So, don't think you're crazy. Just know you have to put the pieces together and it takes a long time and it will make you sad, mad, angry, pissed off, all those things. But it's worth it because in the end, you cannot refute the truth. The truth is the truth and it never changes, no matter what. And I didn't care if people knew what I found out. Like, in my house, I was like, why? How can I say that? Okay, you guys know for a long time, we were told we should get our house swept for bugs, okay? Well, that was not allowed. And I couldn't figure out why, my partner wouldn't want that to happen. So, especially if, like, something could be happening to our family and, this information and where is it coming from and blah, blah, blah. So, if you don't know the answers to something and you still feel like the other person is just like, it's called gaslighting, when they tell you something that didn't happen, or tell you something did happen and it didn't happen. If you feel like that is happening, number one, journal it. I journal everything. So like I can look back in my journal 2 years ago today and you're just mind blown. I went to my Facebook page and I had hidden a bunch of posts to only me. And I went back today and yesterday and see, it makes me emotional again. And I'm hold on. God, I wish I didn't have emotions sometimes. And I'm reading through those posts and you can see like the succession from like where it started to crazy because you match that succession up with my sales history for my store and it's like on the same decline. It's wild. I know. Can't change that either. Facts are facts. But I think for a long time I thought like, I can't say anything to y'all before I ever knew I was going to get divorced, obviously. I didn't say everything to you guys specifically. My girlfriends knew because they were the ones that were like, holy shit, they were telling me like, this is a pattern, this is happening. But I didn't feel like I could tell y'all because you feel like if you tell the other, like maybe people are going to go like, cover it up or change it. But now I realize, girl, everything in life got a paper trail. People tell on people. People do shady shit and then tell on the people that made them do the shady shit. People tell on people. People will take money to do shady shit and then tell on the person that made them do it. People will say bad things behind your back. And then sometimes they'll actually admit it, which has been very helpful. But only a few people, but whatever, enough. And then everything done in the dark comes to light, and always just tell the truth. No matter what, tell the truth. If it makes you look mad, bad, sad, angry, who cares? Tell the truth. And if you always tell the truth, even if it's like really scary shit, it will pay off. Trust me, because I used to feel like I was screaming down the hallway, and I don't feel like that no more. Let me tell you, I told you a long time ago, like when I first found out what was going on and I only knew like pieces of it, I used to tell y'all like, man, when you tell the truth, it makes you feel like you just got armor, And then for a while, my emotions were a little bit different because I was like, well, God, I know it's that. Any cognitive person can see it's that. How do I prove that it's that? Do not give up. That's what I tell you. Stay the course. For 2 years, I've been singing the same song, same verse, same tune, same tone, everything. And things fall in place that you cannot untie. No amount of covering up things, no amount of anything can cover up the truth at the end of the day. Because once it is true, it can only be true. It can't be false. So it took me a long time to realize that. God bless you if y'all are following what I'm picking up, what I'm putting down. Because I know it's difficult. But also I know that most of you know what I'm talking about. And then the other side of that is processing the emotions that come with those things being true. It freaking sucks. It really does. But I feel like I'm in a different place now Like now, I just sit back and laugh. Not laugh, but kind of laugh. I think it's not even a laugh thing. It's more of a like, you really thought I would give up, huh? You really thought I would just shut up and just lay down and take it and just, fuck no. Absolutely not. Nope. What do I have left to lose? I lost my house. I lost my dad. I lost one of my best friends. I lost my marriage. I lost great employees. I lost most of my business. I lost my email customers. I lost customer accounts. I lost my money. What else do I have to lose? The only thing I wanted was my child, and I got him. So now I ain't got nothing to lose. So LFG, sis. LFG. And lucky for me, it's not even just like a reckless I got nothing to lose. It's a I got nothing to lose, and I'm going to show you that I wasn't lying. And not that anybody thinks I'm lying. I don't think a single one of y'all think I've ever made any of this up. I really do believe that in my heart. But also, it doesn't matter if a single person thinks I'm lying, because it is true. So now, I finally get the chance to show you what I'm talking about. And that's it feels actually really good. And it makes me like feel like I feel safer. Like I obviously don't totally feel safe. Like we know not to say certain things at the warehouse, all that kind of stuff, because somehow they just magically make it online. Kendall, you're literally texting me back like 7 hours later. But I don't care. And it's funny because when I was in my house a long time ago, I used to be like, why are you recording me? Like, I'll just tell you. Like, we're on the same team, you know? So why record it? Like, I need you to know what's going on so we could both fix it. So life just didn't end up that way. And now we're here. And I may have to start over, and I may be at rock bottom and all those other things. But guess what? I didn't lie. Not once ever. I ain't even got to exaggerate, because it is what it is, because it's bad enough how it is. And not only that, God, like I said the other day, when I asked God to throw me a bone, he threw me a skeleton. He didn't just throw me a skeleton. He threw me a whole ass situation that's like replicated, where you're like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. So, I don't know. Just feels good to know deep down. Like, you always know you're not crazy, but it feels good to, like, be validated a little bit, you know? And I don't need anybody in the world to make me feel that way except for myself. It's a weird thing, you know? Is the marvelous brush you saw at Five Below? Yes. The truth will set you free. Yeah, the integrity thing, and that was the thing for me too. Like, I was talking to somebody else about how, like, why it was so important that I just didn't get online, because I feel like I couldn't tell y'all what was going on. It wasn't that I wanted to hide something. It was like, I'm used to telling everybody what's going on every day in my life, good, bad, and ugly. For like in 2017, y'all knew I got my own apartment. You knew that I got separated. You knew that I wasn't living in the Roanoke house. You knew all those things, and there was no problem with me telling all those things. But here's why. Because I was paying the bills in both places. Last year, I wasn't paying the bills in both places. I stopped doing that. That's a truth that you cannot undo. So the fact of the matter is, it can't be okay when I am paying for things that I can share my life, but I can't share what's happening to me. That's the worst shit in the world that's ever happened to me with the people who trust me and that I trust. Because now suddenly I'm not depositing my paycheck in the same bank account. No, we're not going to play that. And like I said, I have nothing to lose now. There's nothing you can take away from me. I have nothing to lose. And not saying that that's why I want to share anything. It's saying, like, I now realize there's nothing to be scared of anymore. Like, I was so scared for so long. And I wanted to be like this perfect person and this perfect, like, model divorcee and not do anything wrong and be a perfect mom and be a perfect boss and all this stuff. Because I never wanted to get in trouble, because I equated, like, doing something wrong and getting in trouble with people, maybe not the right people, believing me. And now I realize the people I give a shit about believe me, and even the people I don't give a shit about believe me, because you know it's true too. So, I don't know, just feels good, you know? I've been listening to you for a year and still can't put the pieces together. Maybe one day you can, yes. I've never been so proud to watch a complete stranger take back her power. Anyone else just want her? Oh, thanks. You're so nice. I'll buy your book when you're finally able to write it. Well, that will be something you'll hopefully be able to do one day. And you know, the best part is that somebody's going to read a book one day, if I ever get to write one, and it will say, you're not crazy. Like, don't think you're crazy. But just realize that, like, you ain't got nothing to be scared of. Don't make the mistakes I did and think you're so terrified. I thought for so long, like, God, if I do this, if I say this wrong thing, like, I'm going to get in trouble and blah, blah, blah. And, like, at the end of the day, like, oh, my God, they might take my kid or... No, like, that's not how this all works. And trust me, surprisingly enough, you can do a lot of horrible shit and still have your kid. And you're not doing anything horrible by telling the truth. So, I don't know. Oh, God. I wish. Bring it up. Please, bring up everything I've ever said. I would love for that to just... Oh, my God. You mean you'd have to tell somebody else what I said? Okay. Yeah. That's where they wanted me. That is correct. And if you make somebody think they're crazy for so long, what do? They shut down. If I shut down, I don't work. If I don't work, I don't make any money. I make $0 all day till I get on that video and I sell my clothes tonight. So all day long, I probably made $0. Whereas I used to make like 15 grand a day. So because I used to film the minute I woke up to the minute I went to sleep. Now I can't do that. But let me tell you, by the fall, I should be a lot more okay with my life. God, I swear, the censoring shit is for the birds. And like I always said, you know, I used to tell people that I love that were close to me, like, you pick the role you play in my story. I have nothing to do with it. I don't. It doesn't matter if I like you, if I don't, if I love you, if I don't. It doesn't matter. I have nothing to do with the role that you play in my life because the role that you play is factual. So I can't do anything about it. Just make sure it ain't a shitty role. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't want to be that guy, like I said. Not him. I'm not talking about a specific person. I wouldn't want to be that guy or that girl or that person. And if you stick to it long enough, the receipts will come. You can't swipe a card and say the card was never swiped. Like, once you do something, it's done. You can't undo it. Hi, Amanda. Thank God I have people like Amanda and Brittany and my other girlfriends who come and help me out. Because let me tell you what, a large part of this that sucked was losing employees because they were scared as shit too. It's my problem to be scared. It's not theirs. But I absolutely, totally understand 100%. So that is definitely a part that sucks, is like I can't even protect them. But not only that, like now my business is suffering because I can't do everything by myself, obviously. And some really good people like showed up. God put them in my path at the right time. And they said, I don't give a shit what's happening to you, Becca. I mean, I give a shit, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not scared. You're not going to scare me. And now we just do the damn thing. And it feels good. I love my freaking job. I love making clothes. I love talking to women. I love hugging people. And I love, like, when my friends meet my other friends and then they become friends. I love hyping girls up on the internet. My eyelashes are all kinds of nuts today. I wish y'all could see that. They're like going all kinds of directions. So it just feels good to like feel normal again. So I guess the moral of the story is if someone ever makes you feel crazy, consider the source, you know? Don't let it get to you. I told somebody in a boutique group the other day, you control how someone else makes you feel. And I never really understood that until now. Now, other people could say stuff to me, and I don't mean people because it ain't a people, it's a person. And I'm just like, okay, idiot. Sounds good. Sounds great. Okay, can't vibe with your energy today. Come again. Okay. And that's all you gotta say. Because honestly, that makes them the most annoyed anyways. Because all they want is a reaction. And now you don't get one. You can break in my warehouse. You can break in my boutique truck. That don't scare me. All that does is create a freaking case for a detective. Do you ever have anybody break in your warehouse and not steal anything? It's crazy. I have had that. Crazy was like the day after I sold a computer that used to be in my ex-husband's office upstairs. I had this guy help me do some work, and all I had was this damn computer, and the very next day it's just wild. I know, but see, it's the truth, and you can't undo that truth. My eyelashes are like pointing down, and pointing down. And then my boutique truck got broken into, as you know, a couple days after I told my cousin she could buy it from me for her dog grooming business. Factually speaking, she told me on XYZ date that she wanted to buy it. It doesn't work. Has suddenly not worked for 2 years. Don't know why. So I said, hey, you want to buy my boutique truck to start your new dog grooming business? She was like, oh my God, yes, cousin. And then a couple days later, bam, the doors get pulled. Crazy thing was, they didn't steal anything. They just hopped up on the bumper, used a crowbar, broke open the top of the door. Didn't even open the doors all the way. Just, there's some good wipe off erase boards in there. I think there's like a vacuum. You don't like vacuums? Oh. Anyways, like I said, just stand your ground. Remember that what's done in the dark always does come to light. And just don't stoop down to their level. And it is so hard. Holy shit, it is so hard. There have been days where I'm like, oh my God, I want to drive my damn car through a house. But you can't do that. Because number one, it's going to put you in prison. And that's not good. And number two, like what we said, you don't need to ever do anything to be a bad person. Like, you're better than that. Like, he always says that to everybody. Don't be the bad guy. He says that to his friends. He says that to everybody. And it's really not that hard after a while, because eventually you're going to get what you need to make yourself feel sane again. And then it doesn't even matter anymore. Like, okay, go pretend, break in somewhere else. It is what it is. Preach, sister, it's so true. I've never met someone as strong as you. You're so nice. Your resiliency through all this is so inspiring to know that no matter how rough things get, you got to keep going. Yeah, because here's the alternative, that I give up and quit, and then my life sucks, and then you're going to be missing some funny girl stories every day, and then none of us are going to have cute clothes, and then some bad people are going to win, and then what example does that set for my son? And then maybe some girl's like hanging on by a thread, and the only reason she's hanging on, which has happened to me 10,000 times in my DMs, people have said, like, you give me strength. And I'm like, how do I give you strength? I'm not strong right now. But yeah, if you keep showing up, you show other people that you are, as little as it may feel. It was mind-blowing to me for so long that people would say that, and I'm like, what? Do you understand? Like, I'm a disaster. How are you saying you're getting strength from me? This doesn't make sense. But now I get it, because had I not like fought back or tried to figure things out, or put the pieces together finally and just said, oh, fuck it, fine. And if you ever have people in your corner who are like, don't worry about it, just move on, get rid of those people. No, you're never going to feel good. You're never going to feel safe. There are people out there that will listen to you and understand you and want to make you feel safe. And I don't mean partners. I mean like counselors, attorneys, police officers, friends, all kinds of people. So don't quit. Please, God, don't quit. It is worth it. Let me tell you, I ain't even got to the finish line, and I eat that medal for breakfast. It feels so good. Like, I taste victory, and I haven't even like formally won yet, if that makes sense. Like, it feels so good inside, because you just know, and you know they know. Not only do you know they know, that's all I'll say. You know. Hi, friends. Yeah. I wish you were in Houston and we would be besties. Hey, girl. We'd work in the warehouse and eat Chick-fil-A. Did they find out who broke in the truck? I can't say. The answer is yes. Okay. I can't answer that. Not yes, not no. I have no answer to that question. Headset kiddos think I missed some of the updates. Brittany! The lip liner was... Brittany, I accidentally went off on a tangent called lip cheat. That's totally not what I got on here to talk about. What did I go on for a tangent about? About just getting back up and just not quitting. I mean, there are days where I swear to God, like, I just did not want to get out of bed. And my friends were beating on my windows. Literally, Brittany's one of them. She's like, nope, ho, get up. We're not doing that today. And I was just telling them that, you know, if they're ever in a crazy situation and they feel like they don't know what's going on and someone else is telling them they're crazy. It's even worse when someone else is telling you you're crazy and you don't know why they're saying that, because they never said that to you literally in your entire life. And the only reason they are saying you're crazy is because they're asking you what's going on and you're not telling them. Or if you don't know what's going on, how do you not want to solve what's going on? Like, wouldn't you want to know? Like, that's a big deal. No? What would be the reason that you don't want to know? I don't know. What could it be? Have the boxes shipped? Yes. I know, eyeliner crimper after mascara, it's so bad. No. No. Definitely. All the dramatic things in my life are not over, but we are marching happily. That's what I could say. Yeah. Just get to a point where you know you have nothing to lose. Literally. Nothing. Literally nothing. All I ever wanted was my kid. I could give a shit about money. I could give a shit about possessions. I could give a shit about righting people's wrongs. I could give a shit about what someone says on the internet every single day because she ain't got nothing better to do besides watch what I'm doing and act like she ain't. I don't care. It don't bother me. Promise you. And that is what like fuels them, and it's so weird and gross. When do college visits start? At the end of the month. Thanks. I didn't get a shipping notification? Send me an email, busyback@icloud.com. But all I can tell you is, if people around you telling you you're crazy, get rid of those people. Doesn't matter who it is. Get rid of them. It's hard. It's so much easier said than done, too. I totally get it. When you're like, I can't. Don't let people gaslight you. Don't let people tell you. If you feel like you are not safe and protected, go get around people that make you feel safe and protected. The worst mistake I've made in the last couple years was I was lucky enough to have people tell me what was going on, and I chose to not believe them. And I wish I would have made the decision sooner, but I think I had to go through all this to get where I am. And it sounds so weird to say that because I was on such a high. I mean, my freaking store was killing it and everything was just going great. And then you can see, statistically speaking, I think we literally printed the graph today. Literally, like I could show you where the shit goes south. And like, I still have cute clothes. I'm still the same Becca. So, and y'all are still the same people that are here. If anything, I got more followers now than I did back then. Not on my Instagram account for my store because those just magically disappeared. It's so weird to lose like 7,000 followers on your Instagram account and not one single hate comment. It was so weird. Actually, I take it back. I did get a hate comment on my store Instagram after I said in my house that it's so weird that God, it feels so good to say these little parts. After I said, man, it's so weird. Like, why would so many people be unfollowing my store Instagram account and not one negative message, DM, comment on my Instagram? And then all of a sudden I got a comment. So like, obviously I'm not a fucking idiot. I know why that happened. But what can you do about it? Nothing. You can just make choices for yourself, because you're never going to be able to go to court and be like, oh my God, I lost all these Instagram followers and then I got a hate message. It has to be XYZ. No, as much as you know that that's the truth and that's what happened and they're all linked together, you can't ever do anything with that. So don't hold your hat on that. Work on, connecting the pieces in other ways like I did. And for me, a lot of the good came from writing it all down. When you write it down, you can't undo it. And then a couple people along the way, like telling the truth after maybe not for a little while, but mostly from writing it down, because writing it down puts everything in a chronological order and you can't undo it. It's also disgusting. It'll make you feel like shit, like you don't want to get out of your bed. But if you ever feel like something's going on in your life, whether it be work, play, relationship, whatever, and you don't understand it, document it on paper, and once it's physically on the paper in front of you, you can't undo that. And it's going to suck and it's going to hurt and you're going to be mad and sad and angry and all those things, but you just have to remember, like, that was the truth all along, and now you can make educated decisions based off of actual facts. When I'm reading, I love her hair up. Oh, I literally just, it's not even like attractive. I just threw it up because I'm about to go make a video because I ain't worked in like days because I've been doing all this stupid shit. But it's worth it in the long run. And at the end of all this, I might not even have to write a book because I have a chronological order of everything that happened just from writing in my diary every day. Oh, man. Have you ever thought something like, you know something and you're like, God, they think it's bad. But when you really roll out the things, you're like, damn, that's how I feel. My daughter does the same thing with the crimper. Thank you, guys. Gaslighting is like when somebody tells you, busybecca at icloud.com, babe. Gaslighting is when somebody tells you like something happened that didn't happen that you know just happened. For me, it would look like this. For example, if you receive a text from someone you love and they say things like, I just want to love and support you. But then on the phone, that person was telling you you're batshit crazy, you need to take medicine, like everyone hates you, you have no friends, everyone they just tell you the total opposite. And then they send you a text and they're like, I just want to love and support you. And you're like, what in the world? You literally just told me the opposite. Or if you see them or know that something was done in front of your face and or even don't have to be in front of your face, but like, you know, something was done and then they tell you that thing didn't happen. Or if it's like, it's crazy making. It makes you feel like you're nuts in your head. I did not even know it existed before I went through this stuff. And I definitely didn't think the people doing it were capable. Like, literally, I used to say you're either guilty or dumb. I thought those were the only two options. Turns out one was right. Actually, they both were. Fuck. But for me, it was like, you know, like saying they're doing something and then a month later being like, I didn't say that. And you're like, I was there. Like, I had this conversation with you. I don't understand how you literally are saying that didn't happen. Or they're having a conversation with you telling you you did something and you're like, I don't understand. That's like less gaslighting, telling you did something. I think it's worse when the person's telling you they didn't do something and you were physically a part of it. Because you're like, did I dream that in my head? But here's the thing. If you document stuff every day, if you journal every day, you can't undo it. So for me, that was like the catalyst. It was like, I literally journal on a device that no one touches. Like, I don't talk on it. It's not a computer that I use for work. It is nowhere but one place and no one can touch it because I never want it to go away, and it backs up constantly to somewhere else so that I will never lose it, because I lost 70,000 pictures on my Lightroom, and it must have been a miracle. It must have been a glitch, technical glitch. Yeah. Just like all the Arlo cameras that were signed in my house that weren't in my account, but were definitely on my Wi-Fi. So, just stay the course. My face looks a little like all the same color. Don't you think? Just stay the course and don't give up, and you're not crazy, and don't listen to someone tell you you're crazy. And women, if you think, or men, about getting involved with somebody who, I always ask people, like, has your ex ever called you a narcissist? Because if you've ever heard that term, don't talk to me. Like, it's a no. Even they can say that to me too, and I had to be like, yeah, my ex-husband says I'm a narcissist all the time. And I'm just like, show me one commercial on TV, you're going to see real quick how unnarcissistic I am. I cry all the time for nothing. Like, I'll cry on a Facebook video. But the point of it is, a narcissist is somebody who shows no empathy or remorse for the things that they do. And clearly, I'm not, because I freaking feel bad about things I didn't even do. I don't ever want nobody to feel bad. I never want people to, like, I don't care what people think. I just care how they feel, and that's the difference. Narcissists don't give a shit how people feel. They do things to people without any kind of regard for how they're making those other people feel. You'll know. Go look up TikTok narcissist. You'll figure it out real quick. It's mind-blowing. And it's all true. There's like Facebook groups with like thousands of people in them. And then they start writing their story and you're literally reading it going, oh my God, I literally live that same thing. And it's not like illegal or anything to be a narcissist, it's just really shitty. But once you're really good at figuring out those tendencies, you can spot it quickly. But also you have to realize, like, you can spot it quickly when you're receiving that treatment from that person. Before they reveal, it's called when their mask comes off. Before their mask comes off, it's very easy to think that they're not like that. Or they would never be able to do that, blah, blah, blah. But like, if you see it once, please don't ever think it's going to go away, because they don't even go backwards. And like, I mean, they do like love bombing. If you've ever heard of that before, it means like when someone tells you everything you ever wanted to hear. Covert narcissists do that a little bit less because they are just so incapable. A covert narcissist means and to the public, they look like they are just a totally different person. And then the narcissistic tendencies they have, they keep under wraps. Like, if you hang out with me, you'll learn very quickly this is the same OG. Like, this is what you get every day. I'm going to feel like I've known you my whole life. I'm going to make you some beef stew. That was phenomenal, by the way. So, but there's a couple different kinds of narcissists. If you feel like you're struggling with any of that, which so many people of you tell me all the time, I wish it was like illegal because it's so disgusting, the behavior. But the best thing I can tell you is, like I said, document everything, write in a journal, tell someone that you care about. And if you don't have anybody you care about that you can tell, fucking come tell me. I'll listen. So, and I'll share my journey with you too. Like I've tried to, and that's been like the most frustrating part about all this is that like, you guys, I literally built a mansion because of you watching this video right now. And not because of what I'm saying right now, but because you've been so loyal to me. You shopped in my store. That gave me obviously income. I was able to build my dream house. I feel like I'm indebted to tell you the truth, but also just my integrity. Like, why would I stand up here and say every day, like, I'm going to keep it 100, and then for 2 years, I'm like, I'm going to keep it like 30. No. Those days are numbered for sure. Actually. So here we are. I feel better. I'm not whole. I'm not healed. I am cognizant. I'm aware. I can't be manipulated anymore. And once you really figure out what they're doing, you already know what they're going to do before they do it. I literally write down things now of a question I want to ask, and I will write what the other person's going to say, and then I will write what my refute to that person's answer is going to be. And that's when you know you are real. Like, I feel like I'm really healing that direction very quickly. The other part of it is obviously still, like, the heart part is difficult still, because you want to not think that they would do the kinds of things that were done. And for what reason, I guess. And you can't search for the why, because if you search for the why, oh my God, you can be looking forever. Hi. What are you doing?
She was outside.
I know, I let her out a second ago. She kept crying by the door. Hi, Pumpkin, what are you doing?
She was still crying.
Did you build your stuff?
No, I've been laying on the floor.
Really? You gave up? You did so good, buddy.
I haven't even started.
He built like a, how many, 6 cube storage? He got some stuff from IKEA, y'all. He found out what IKEA is all about. We finally got him an actual bed, and like, so he sleeps on these 2 mattresses, and it's like the most comfortable mattress in the world, but he couldn't ever pick what headboard he wanted. So he finally decided, and his room is like such a vibe. He wants specific stuff. Whoopi, are you in the kitchen? Are you hungry? Okay, so no. Anyways, I can't talk about it anymore because he's in the kitchen. Not that he can hear me right now, but still. You have to see it for yourself. You could create a journal, like prompts, things you write off of in space, yeah. Like, I would love to write some kind of book where it's like, do you feel like this? And then give people the answer. You know, like, I'm not an expert, but I've been through hell and back the last 3 years. And if nothing else, I've tried to remain joyful. And beyond anything else, I've always known it is going to get better. And there were days, there's never a day where I thought it's never going to get better. But there are days where you're like, can it just freaking hurry up? Like, I'm exhausted. Like, I just want to feel normal, get back to work, be honest with my friends. And the other thing is, I've never wanted to tell y'all what's going on out of like creating drama. Because let me tell you, had I told you what was going on, my business would have gone through the roof. I could have made my Instagram public. And this is one of the big deals to me too, because, you know, anyways. If I wanted to benefit from this financially, I would have told everybody from the beginning exactly what was happening, because it is so disgusting that people would have felt bad and ordered. And I don't want sympathy. I want understanding. There's a big difference. A narcissist does not want sympathy, or they don't want, understanding. They want sympathy. And I don't need anybody's sympathy. You ain't got to feel sorry for me. You got to just ride this wave out with me and know when we get to the finish line, we'll celebrate together. And I will probably be more thankful to have you there than you are that I even got to the finish line, because I had a duty to be able to report back that we survived. I'm not getting emotional. And I am going to fulfill that duty. We've all heard the word narcissist, but literally have no idea what it really meant. You've opened it up to me. Oh. If they can change? No. 0%. No. They do not. My sister-in-law is a narcissist and very painful for a lot of the family. Sad thing is my brother-in-law doesn't see it. People don't see it for a long time. I didn't see it for a long time either. Literally. Like a long time. Long time. And it makes you feel bad for the next person because you're like, shit, that took me years. Like, what if that happens to her? Or what if it takes her that long? You have to realize it is not, I am not Captain Save anybody. Nope, I got to worry about saving me. I ain't worried about saving nobody else. And that was a hard pill to swallow for me too. Because for a long time I was like, well, God, I don't want anybody else to get hurt. But also it's what you choose to do is your choice. I can just tell you my experience. And when you start to become aware and distance yourself, they try to suck you back in. Oh, every fucking day. Every day. Every day I come home, I want a divorce. Every day, the next day. Okay, no, I don't. Okay, I'm sleeping upstairs. What do we do? I didn't even get mad at you. I don't understand. Like, we're not even in an argument. Eventually, you got to take yourself out of the situation. That's just one example, theoretically. Unfortunately, there's one narcissist out of every 5. It's so gross. I always say my heart needs to catch up to my head. And it is hard. Did you end up with extra sweat sets? Yes. We're going to have a big ass party. Yeah, you have no idea. They're born that way, unfortunately. No. I don't know how they get to be like that. They do not change. No amount of therapy, no amount of nothing. Actually, those people don't want to go to therapy. They don't want to, because they don't see that they're doing anything wrong. And the craziest thing is for like-minded people such as myself, we're like, but how come you don't understand? Like, this is so hurtful. Like, why does it have to be like this? And I've experienced it with women and men. And it is just mind-blowing. It's all the same characteristics. But once you're able to establish, once you're able to recognize that pattern, you spot it immediately. And you're like, no, boundary. We're not doing that. You're that type and you got to go. So it is the most refreshing thing to get out of that bubble and look in and go, we're not doing that. So ready for you to be at the finish line? Oh, me too. I was blind for years, but other family members caught on. I didn't even know. So I was blind for years also. Everybody else figured it out before me, and I don't even feel dumb now. I feel like now I know that those people had my best interest at heart, and I should have listened, but I had to figure it out in my own due time, and I feel like I'm okay. I always say that it happened to me, because God forbid it happened to somebody who wasn't as thick-skinned, and who wasn't as stubborn, and who wasn't as tough, I guess you could say, which is weird to say about yourself. I don't mean to say that in a not humble way, because I would not want them to just give up and let go, because it can send you down a very scary spiral very quickly. Lucky for me, I always knew I'll be damned if I go down without a fight. No, I did not. I am not wrong. Everything I'm saying is correct. I would never destroy my own life. Why would I do that? Why would I make millions of dollars and then have $34 in the bank? No one would do that. But okay, keep telling us. Therapy holds accountability. Having a therapist is the absolute best thing you can do. They are a third party, and you'll notice the narcissist will not want you to go to therapy at all. Because why? Because that person is smarter than you are and can see it from the outside, and she'll tell you real quick what's going on. And you have to trust that therapist, that they are smarter than you are, and you just need to understand that they can recognize the behavior before you can and take their word for what it is. Because I chose not to listen for at least a year. She told me on the freaking 3rd date, and I was like, huh? They're missing something in their brain. I don't know. Go to a therapist for sure. I wasted years of my life trying to please a narcissist. Oh, you cannot please them, honey. There's nothing you can do, sis. Nothing. There ain't no trips you can take them on, no football games you can go to, no, nothing you can buy. Nothing is going to appease them. You're going to have done something wrong. Does not matter what it is. The law does not apply. They can do anything wrong. If you do one thing wrong, they're going to talk about that one thing for the rest of their lives, because you're the worst person in the world because you did this one thing wrong. But they can do wrong things every single day, and it does not matter at all. And if you bring it up, how dare you? You're getting punished. And you may get punished by time away. In my life, it was they would take themselves away from me and not explain. And so I would just be left going, what the hell? What did I do? And now it's like so easy to recognize. I'm like, bye. Thank God Whoopi has his ground. My child has gone to a counselor for a very long time, and I will never let that stop, no matter who does not want that to continue. And it cost me way too much money, but it is very worth it because he's able to express how he's feeling, and the therapist can answer questions I can't. It sucks as a mom not being able to answer like why things in the world are happening like they're happening, but sending them to a counselor is the best thing you can do to me, according to me, because they can freely express. Like, you don't talk to your kid about you don't talk to your child about what they say in therapy. Let me say it slower. Or you can just, rewind your screen recording right now. You don't ask your kid what they talked about in therapy. You probably shouldn't tell your child they shouldn't go to therapy. So, if you do that, I'm just saying, don't do that. It's going to make your kid not respect you because your kid thinks that's a safe place. So, I do not ask my child what he talks about in therapy. It's none of my business. That is a safe place. I only need to know if he's going to harm himself or others. And so far, so good. They are unhappy with themselves and they project it on you. And you may be thinking, like, why are you unhappy? I love you so much. Like, you're the best friend I've ever had. Or, like, if it's a woman and it's your mom or it's your sister, you're like, we're family. I love you. If it's your husband, you're like, I adore you. Why would you... What's wrong? Like, you just don't get it. And you have to realize later on you're never going to get it because your brain doesn't think like that. I dated one and it was so traumatic. Got pregnant even under control with him and ended up miscarrying. The only way I got through it was knowing God was giving me a wake-up call. Only way I got through this was knowing this. God is writing a story right now in my heart that is going to save someone else later on. I firmly believe that with every bit of my being. That is the most true statement I've ever said. I firmly believe that all these things happen because God knows I can handle it even if I don't want to, don't think I should, don't think I deserve it, don't think I feel like it. He knows I can, and I believe that, and I know that this is going to help somebody someday. Even when people along the way like do things that make me not be able to share my story, I just feel bad for them because in the end they have to be one of the roadblocks, and I would have always wanted to be somebody who paved the way instead of like creating a roadblock. But some people like don't know any better, or some people are just ignorant, or I don't know, but you are who you are in this story. My sister's a narcissist and took care of our ailing dad for 3 years. It's been a long freaking terrible road, but now, oh yeah, it's hard. It is so hard. Oh, you're so nice. It's hard for everybody too, because everybody on the outside who maybe didn't see that person that way too is like, he's not like that, she's not like that. Oh my God, they would never. Girl. And having to like prove those things, it's just disgusting. But sometimes that's what you got to do. So that's what we do. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I was supposed to be on this office a long time ago. Go download my app in the App Store. I'm going to, it feels so weird to transition into that. I'm going to save this video only because I know it's probably being screen recorded and it'll be used later, like in little bits and pieces. So like, let's just submit the whole last thing. So you can go catch up on it if you want to. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to go get on that video now. I have like 10 or 12 new arrivals to show you. It's 30% cash back on the app. God, it feels so weird to talk about that and then talk about the store stuff. So anyways, and usually I would be like talking about my coffee and then 2 hours later talking about my store, and it's normal, but we're transitioning right now because I got to go. And I have 1 minute and 10 seconds left in my video before it deletes this, and I don't want it to, I definitely want to save this one. So I love y'all. I appreciate you more than anything. I swear to God, I definitely could not have done it without you. It's the craziest like season, but it has all been worth it for sure. If you ever are struggling, please reach out to me, busybeck@icloud.com, or DM me 5 times. If you see me on a story, I can see it if you DM me again. So I love y'all. You'll get through it. You're not fucking crazy. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And go download my app and let's go shopping. 30% cash back. Shop and then you'll get cash back the next day. I do not want to talk about store stuff when we're like talking about feelings. Anyways.